What's up, everyone? It's Special Case 75 here. Today we're playing Sakura Succubus 6 Part 2. Alright, let's get started. So wiggling, Stefania loops her arm through mine. I'll try to behave myself while we're together, but please let me have some fun. It's so horribly stuffy in the palace. I had to cut loose every once in a while. Cutting loose is fine, so as long as you don't seriously mean to ride them on the backs of tigers. Ugh. I shan't. I will be on my best behavior, to an extent. I promise! Now, Stefania scans the plaza, and soon her eyes alight upon an intriguing sight. There's a food cart not too far away from which is painted in pastel hues from which is delectable aroma is wafting. Based on all the signage, the cart looks like it's dedicated to the making and selling of crepes. Ooh, Hiroki! Stefania tugs at my arm like a woman possessed and points with childish glee towards the aforementioned cart. Can we get crepes, please? Please, pretty please. I've not had a crepe in years, and they really are delicious, especially with chocolate sauce and whipped cream. Do you like whipped cream with your crepes? I'm pretty fond of that too. Pretty fond of whipped cream too. You are? I am, yeah. Though I think privately I'm the most partial to whipped cream when I can lick off a lick of it. Pretty girl. It might be better not to mention this though. I don't want to take this date down a sleazy route, not when it's been so pure thus far. You have a great taste, Stefania. Well, of course I do. I'm a princess, you know. My taste of food is impeccable, and so is my taste in men. Stefania beams that snuggles up beside me even more intimately. She's being so familiar. This date is starting to feel like the genuine article. It's almost like we're an actual lovey-dovey couple come out to enjoy the sights. Next, we'll be sharing our food, holding hands, taking selfies together. Darn, the thought is so sweet, my heart's starting to stammer. Why am I blushing? I'm plenty used to the female attention, given the whole succubus harem thing, but a succubus don't go in for cutesy dates like this succubus other than Cosmos. I mean, for all my experience when it comes to the seduction, I don't have much experience with the softer, sweeter side of love. It's been a long time, I muse, since I went out with a woman like this. I guess I better make the most of it. Let's get going, Hiroki. I'm starving. How can you be starving? You had breakfast only a couple of hours ago. Exactly, that was hours ago, and I'm hungry again. Besides, shyly, Stefania scuffs at the icy ground with the tip of her shoe. I didn't eat very much of that breakfast. You didn't? I blink. I would have thought Elizabeth would be determined to get some good, hearty food into you. You seemed like a commanding sort. She is, yes, as she was. But I was so excited about our date, my stomach was all tied up in knots. Ah, I see. I exhaled with a new found of understanding my breath once more, escaping my lips in a hazy cloud of condensation. Well, if it's a crepe you want, it's a crepe you'll get. I'm determined to make all your dreams come true today, milady. Thanks, Hiroki. You're the best. Stefania giggles and then quits as a flash. Ah. She stands on her tiptoes and presses her kiss against my cheek. It's a quick, fleeting sort of kiss. It doesn't linger, but it makes me blush even more regardless. This was always supposed to be a pretend date, and my feelings for Stefania are getting rather complicated. I think I really might like her after all. How could I not? She was way too cute not to love. I mean, she was at first. Oh, the home screen. My goodness, this is really yummy. It's even better than I thought it would be. Oh yeah? I examined Stefania smiling all the while. I bought a crepe for her at her sweetly spoken behest, and now she's busy nibbling at it. Stefania holds her crepe, which is slotted into a cute cardboard container, in one hand. Stefania's other hand, meanwhile, rests against her cheek, upon which a small blob of cream rests, white and perfect like a freshly piped rosette. crepe I bought for Stefania's is as per her request, full of strawberries and cream. It's so full of cream, in fact, I can see it trickling down the side of brown, freshly cooked side of her crepe, staining the tips of Stefania's dainty fingers. There's a bit of a breeze, and it blows as Stefania and I wander about Rosenberg streets. Stefania's blonde hair tied back in two cute, girlish pigtails flutter as she does the hem of her skirt. Stefania's attire is every bit as pastel as the pale pink cardboard container, which holds a crepe, and her splotches of cream on her cheek seams, strangely enough, to accompany her flushed skin. Stefania looks so cute, crepe in hand. She might as well be a painting, framed as she is by all the Rosenberg's pictures, swaying buildings. She reminds me of a fairy. Yes, indeed, this is simply delicious. A fairy with a fondness for whipped cream and a massive sweet tooth. The delicacies the palace cooks prepares are wonderful too, of course, but they cannot compare to this. It seems a wonder that food prepared upon the streets before my very eyes should taste so good. I feel I've been awfully ignorant growing up in a luxurious as I have, but now I'm beginning to see how wonderful simple pleasures like this can be. Oh, no. Alright, she eats it up. Stefania takes another bite of her crepe, her face glowing with sugar, induces happiness. Oh, this is really divine. I'm glad to hear it. You really look like you're enjoying that, although Stefania inclines her head quizzically in my direction. There isn't an issue with my adequate, is there? I'm not accustomed to eating with food with my hand. I do hope I'm not going about it in the wrong manner. No, it's fine. There aren't any issues with the way you're eating. You're being quite dainty, in fact. But do you have a bit of cream on your cheek? I do? Stefania stares at me aghast. I had no idea. Yeah, you do. They're only a little cream, though. Don't worry about it. But I must worry about it. I must look like such a mess. But if Lizzie knew about how clumsy I'd be, she would most certainly scold me. I don't know if she'd do quite that far. I think Elizabeth would be happy simply to see you having fun. Maybe so, but I was born a lady. I was taught to mind my manners from a young age. I'm letting myself down. I don't want you to think of me as a slovenly. I don't think of you as a slovenly. I was actually thinking, in fact, that you look very cute. Cute? Stefania stammers, her cheeks begin to fluster. I'm not certain about that. I doubt I look very cute at present. Not with my face covered in cream. I must look like a street urchin. No, you do look cute. Seriously, it's nice to see you getting so excited about food of all things, and I'm glad you're not being too self-conscious around me. I think we'd both enjoyed ourselves, much less if you were constantly worrying about the way you look. I don't want you to feel self-conscious. I just want you to have fun. We're not in the palace, so you needn't worry. Are you quite certain about that? I am indeed. I'll prove it in fact. I take my phone out of my pocket, then hold it up, so the viewfinder is full of Stefania's cream spattered face. Stefania observes me curiously, her brows furrowed. What are you doing, Hiroki? What do you think? I grin. I'm going to take a photo of you, obviously. What? But why would you want to do that? Well, why not? You're cute, like I said. And I want to commemorate this moment. It's the first time you've ever had a crepe, so it feels like a pretty big milestone. But my face is dirty. You can't take a photo of me like this. I can, and I will. I want to. This is proof that you've gotten close enough to me. Show off a more vulnerable side of yourself. I think you look perfectly precious. Precious? Do you really think so? Demurely, Stefania looks down at her feet. I'm not so sure about that. This is all rather embarrassing. I've never had my photo taken like this before. Not on the streets, but by a man? But, well... Stefania inhales, then gathers her courage, lifts her head. Her green eyes meet mine. Anew, gently her lips curve upwards into a smile. You're probably right. Lizzie wanted me to go on this date so I could experience new things, and this will definitely be new. I do feel a bit shy. not to mention self-conscious, but maybe that's a good thing. My heart is pounding so hard, I like it does when I'm playing Karuta, back with Hifumen, huh? But it's warm, gentle kind of feeling. I think it's alright if you want to take my photograph. After all, I want to remember this day too. You do? I might have been the one to suggest this, but I don't want to be too pushy, and neither do I want to make Stefania feel uncomfortable. This is really alright. It is. I don't have any qualms. You can take a photo of me, even if my face is dirty. I'll give you permission. I wouldn't let anybody else take so many liberties with me, given my status as a princess. When it comes to you, you're so special to me, Hiroki, and I really do like you. Oh, I wonder what the other Succubus will say about that. Nighttime falls later that evening. Oh, I had such a good time today. Stefania smiles at me, her green eyes glittering with girlish joy. After wandering around Rosenberg for several hours, enjoying its sights and sampling a lot of food, mostly sweets, Stefania and I eventually wound up at a large Ferris wheel located at a stone's throw away from the main plaza. By this point, the sun has already set and the sky is strewn with stars. The moon, meanwhile, hovers above the spokes of giant Ferris wheel, like a crystal ball, white, bright, and enigmatic. Stefania's face is illuminated not only by the moon, but by the assortment of lights inserted into the chassis of Ferris wheel, which flickers in the dark like fireflies. The gondola we were ushered into is fairly small, and there's not much space for the pair of us. We sit facing one another, packed in tight, my knees bumping against Stefania's. Fortunately, Stefania doesn't seem to mind the close proximity. She doesn't look at all abashed, as I feared she might be on her very first date. Stefania instead seems to have enjoyed all we've done together thus far. That previous remarks of her all but confirmed it, unless she was simply trying to be polite. I doubt even the world's best actress could fake a smile as brilliant as the one which is currently playing by her lips. However, Stefania looks so happy. Her face is positively glowing. Thank you, Hiroki, for agreeing to this selfish wish of mine. I'm sure I've been a nuisance, dragging you about hither and thither so ceaselessly, but you never once complained. You put up with every single one of my whims, and indeed you've indulged in them. I'm in your debt. Hey, don't worry about it. You're making it the day sound totally one-sided, but it wasn't, not at all. Sure, you might have been a bit enthusiastic while we were walking around, but that's not at all a bad thing. I'm glad you had so much fun. You are? Yeah, shy, demure girls who hang back, letting the guy plan everything out. You can be sweet in their own way, but it takes a real load off my shoulders when my partner takes some initiative. I wouldn't have liked to dictate everything we did together. Not when we were looking forward to this date so much. It's satisfying. I guess that's trust in me enough to tell me what you actually want to do. It makes me feel like I've gotten even closer to you. If that doesn't sound too forward. Oh no, I feel like I've become closer to you. I like you the moment I first laid my eyes upon you, but I never knew I'd come to like you quite as much as I do. You are very dear to me, and you're so very considerate too. I could say the same about you, Stefania. I smile bashfully and running a hand through my hair and say, now that I come to think of it, I've been calling you that all day, huh? Indeed, you have. Why is there a problem with it? Not at all. It took like a bit of getting used to. I've been calling you princess for so long, but I like the intimacy. Stefania's a lot to get my mouth around, though I'm still not sure if I've gotten the hang of it. Oh yes, I can't imagine there are many people called Stefania in Japan. It's not a name I've ever come across before, certainly. There were like 3 Yunas in my class back when I was in high school, and 2 Tamakis, but I can't say there were any Stefanias. I suppose that makes you unique, but maybe it'd be easier if I gave you a nickname. A nickname? Stefania beams at me, expectantly, her eyes shining. I never had a nickname before. What would you like to call me? Wifey? Whoa there, that's... Wifey, come on. Wifey, I could. But... Sissy, like a sister? No. Fucking Elizabeth's gonna go wild on that. Fanny, Steffi. Oh Lord. Out of all this, I should go with... Sissy. Stefania frowns her head and inclines to one side. Where did you get that from? I just thought since you're a princess, if we shorten your title, you get Sissy. Don't you like it? It's a charming, I suppose. Stefania replies, though she doesn't look too certain. But I'd rather that my nickname wasn't based upon my official title. I'm more than just a princess, you know. I want to get away from all of that on this date. Oh, right, of course. I suppose I should have known. That wasn't very considerate of me. Alright then, what about Steffi instead? Oh, Steffi. Stefania beams. I like that. You do? Yes, I've often thought that my name sounds much too stuffy and formal, even if you remove all the Sophia Maria Isabella's parts. Steffi is a much cuter alternative. Isn't that what Hazel was calling me? Oh yeah, you're right. Now that you mention it, maybe that's where I picked it from. I guess I'm not as original as I thought. If Hazel's been calling me that, then you can too. I have no qualms with it. In fact, I welcome our newfound closeness. Same here. Smile touch Stefania's joy. We're not just close in the emotional sense right now. Either, but in a physical sense too. When Stefania shifts, I can feel the hem of her skirt brushing against my pants. This touch isn't quite as stimulating as direct skin on skin contact, but it's enough to make my heart flutter regardless. Stefania, I can't help but ponder as I survey her face. Is awfully pretty. She's so pretty, in fact, I'm struck with the urge to lean in and... Hiroki! Stefania's voice soft, as falling feathers draws my mind away from these licentious musings. I must thank you again for being so patient with me. I know I must seem hopelessly naive to you. There's a good deal I don't know, having lived in the palace all my life, but you have been what a wonderful partner. With you, I feel very safe and warm. Still smiling, Stefania rests a hand upon her chest. And happy too. It's strange, but for some reason my heart won't stop pounding. Perhaps this is selfish of me, but Stefania begins to squirm. Her face is flushed. Though we've had a wonderful time together, part of me still wants more. I fear this is unfair of me when you have a fiancé who adores you, but Hiroki, please. If this is supposed to be a date, then I was wanting to cap off the night whether I would what? Well, you know, I don't want to ask for too much, but if Lizzie told me such matters are fairly standard between men and women, she says successful dates often end like this. Though, of course, I know very little on the subject. I've not been on a date before, so perhaps she was teasing me, but if there's any truth to her words, then Stefania swallows her slender throat, convulsing. I would like very much if you could... Oh, I can't say it. It's too embarrassing. It's alright, Steffi. Finally taking pity on my cute partner, I reach in and taking my hand in her own, and I say, I know what you want, and no, I don't think you're being selfish. I'm more than happy to make your dreams come true. This is your very first date after all, and I want it to be as perfect as possible. Oh, Hiroki. Oh no, it's gonna happen, guys. Stefania sighs tremulously, her pale eyelashes falling shut as very carefully I lean in and overlapping my lips with hers. Stefania sighs against my mouth and her slender shoulders shaking as I kiss her. Our kiss is a chaste, gentle one, which is one to be expected. This is Stefania's first. I don't want to take things too quickly. I don't want to upset her. Our kiss is a fleeting thing, soft and delicate, but it makes my heart hammer regardless. Stefania really is adorable. Ah, she really is. My day with Stefania concluded with return to the palace later that night. The memory of Stefania lives against mine, hovers at the foremost of my mind throughout the journey back, and later during our opulent dinner, so preoccupied with Stefania related musings and one of the softest of her mouth that I find myself missing my own mouth numerous of times while trying to eat. I drop a bit of exquisitely prepared quail onto the tabletop and onto my thighs, which makes Marina sigh. Oh boy. Goodness me, Hiroki, you're being awfully clumsy. Don't tell me your motor functions are beginning to fail you. What? No, my traction modes are alright. Oh dear. You aren't that old. Though I suppose you're all subjected to rather rigorous workouts given your love life. Marina's mind seductively. Oh boy. If I'm being too hard on you, you need to only tell me. I shall try to ease up in the future, lest I drain you of all of your vitality. You've been looking kind of spaced out for a while there, Hiroki. Oh buddy. Oh pal, did something good happen? Don't tell me. Oh no. Hazel glanced over to Stefania, who looks like me, has been making a dog's dinner of her. Well, dinner. You two didn't get up to something, did you? What? No, we didn't. Come on. I tried to defend my honor, but Stefania's too little avail. Hazel's insinuations have spread about the dinner table like wildfire, and now both Hifumi and Marina are looking at me askance. Something? Oh no. Hifumi raises an eyebrow. My, I wonder what that. I wonder what that could have been. I wonder indeed. Maybe my worrying was for naught. You can't be too wary, Hiroki. Despite your many obligations, if you're straight enough to seek out further conquest, I'm unsure whether I should be amused or aggrieved. Clearly, I've not been keeping a tight enough leash on you. Whoa there. Let's not. Are you gonna put Hiroki on a leash, Marina? Would you walk him like a dog? I might if he doesn't object to it. What do you think? Would you like to be my puppy? Hey yo! Whoa! You certainly go to heat enough, you filthy animal. What? I'm not even a filthy animal. That's not fair. I retort my face fiercely. I didn't do anything wrong. Really, now? Rita scoffs. That's what you say, but you can't fool me. Don't you think I've noticed how steadfastly you've been avoiding our dear hostess' eyes throughout this meal? Is there something you would like to share with us? Oh no. No. I glance away from Marina, my body prickling with sweat. Jeez, I'm sweating too. You're reading into it too much. Nothing happened. Really. Nothing unless you count a kiss. It's not like I caught the feel of Stefania and Ferris or anything, though. I certainly could have. Oh my gosh. The memory of Stefania's lips upon mine assails me once more. She felt incredibly soft and she smelled incredibly good too. Up close, she looked more adorable than before. I mean, she really did, I'm not gonna lie. Hiroki, earth to Hiroki. Hazel rises from her seat, then raises her hand in front of my face. Are you there, Hiroki? Don't tell me you've drifted off into La La Land. Oh, leave him be. It is clear from him a glance that our poor darling has been afflicted. Afflicted? Hazel draws back her expression, dubious. Hey, yo, bro. Should I keep my distance? I don't want to get sick before my tennis tournament. Oh no, I don't believe his disease is catching it. It is, however, rather serious. I'm no doctor, but even I can discern that he is quite lovesick. Yeah, I can't possibly focus on even not with all the eyes upon me. Or not upon me. It's upon his case. This is unbearable. My skin is prickling and my hand, stupid face, won't stop flushing. maybe her is right. It's only a kiss, but since then, I've not been able to regard Stefania in the same way. Maybe I have fallen for her. Curse me, my full fondness for pretty women. I'm so predictable. Oh man, these women give me a hard time. Jesus, man. Whew. Alright, the night eventually falls despite my discomfort. I retreat to my luxurious bedchamber to relax upon my equally luxurious bed. It's not late enough to sleep just yet, and I haven't taken liberty of changing into my pajamas. I'm too tired after my day spent in Rosenberg to find it to do anything more strenuous than flipping through my phone. God damn. I looked through my photo gallery of small lost services at all the snapshots I took during my date. I took a lot of photos of Stefania in particular. Wearing her casual clothes, enjoying herself. I have photos of Stefania eagerly tucking into her crepe, Stefania staring eyes wide at the fairy lights that festoon the streets, and Stefania beaming while sitting in the Ferris wheel. Stefania looks blissfully happy in every single one of these snapshots, more so than she usually does. Free from the confines of the palace and the weight of the crown, she looks like an ordinary young woman out of it. On a date. God damn, I can't even say anything tonight. I bet these photos would fetch quite a lot of money if I was unscrupulous enough to sell them. These candid shots of Stefania would drive up the sales of any magazine or newspaper. I can imagine the headlines of unscrupulous paper might publish now. A story might be a cold country, but that didn't stop its Princess Stefania going on a hot date. Read all about it. Ugh, typical news magazine. Just thinking about that makes me feel scummy. If my boss could see his treasure trove on my phone, he'd surely slap me on the back and congratulate me for a job well done. I've no desire to sell any of these photos, no matter how valuable they might be. I didn't agree to go on a date with Stefania to turn a profit over on it. That really would be boorish, you know? I went out with Stefania because I thought she might enjoy herself. I wanted her to have a good time, and I think my wishes were fulfilled. Hopefully my wishes are fulfilled, for sure. Stefania's smile was so sweet, I could see it when I closed my eyes. It's almost as though her radiantly happy face has been tattooed against my eyelids. I can remember, too, Stefania's shy confession when she sat together in the Ferris wheel. I remember the scent of her perfume and the warmth of her skin, and the soft, gentle pressure of her lips upon mine. Stefania's kiss, hesitant though it was, made quite the impression. I didn't take a photograph of it, but that would be wholly unnecessary. I don't think I'll be forgetting it in a hurry. I set my phone to one side, sat by all the photographs, and pressed my trembling fingertips to my lips. Though it was a couple of hours since Stefania brought our mouths together, I could still sense the ghostly imprint of her mouth upon mine. I kissed her, but her kiss was much more hesitant than those of my Succubus girlfriend, not half so experienced as Marina's, nor as demanding as Ayu's or Yui's. Stefania, unlike any of my Succubus harem, Cosmos excluded, has no prior knowledge of men. That was her very first kiss. It is. I feel a bit like I've stolen something from Stefania, something irrevocably precious. I'm not sure if I'm worthy of taking a princess' first kiss, but I feel flattered, regardless that she thought to bequeath it upon me. Idly, I wonder what Stefania is doing right now. Is she lying in bed, attired in her nightgown, thinking about me just like I'm thinking about her? I turned thoughts of Stefania over in my head until... Excuse me, Mr. Workshop, may I come in? A familiar voice on the other side of the door pulls me from my musings, coupled with familiar rappings of knuckles. I know, of course, who this is. If Marina Hazel would never address me as Mr. Okurasawa, my unexpected visitor can only be by the process of elimination, be Elizabeth. Sure. I sit up in my bed and look to the door. If you come in, I'm not doing anything. door opens with a click and at my approval and walks in Elizabeth. She looks neat, pristine as per usual. Her pale hair shifted about her shoulders. Elizabeth stands by my bedside, then clearing her throat says, "If you're not busy over Sarah, would you care to join the princess in her private chambers?" Is that what Stefania wants? Elizabeth nods primly. Her Highness conveyed me to you thus to express that she would like to spend more time with you. Oh dear, from what I've heard about your date, and believe me, she has the most forthcoming with details. It sounds like the pair of you have much to discuss. Surely you are not content to let your date end. Where it did, the night is not over yet, and Elizabeth smiles thinly with those thick thighs below her. There are many acts a couple can indulge in beyond chase kisses. Chase kisses? The true meaning behind Elizabeth's words isn't lost upon me, and I soon find myself blushing. Is that what Stefania wants? The lady is so sheltered, the poor thing. I do not believe she herself wholly knows what it is she wants. I have known her for many years. However, I can guess at her desires. Right now, my lady wants nothing more than to see you again. Would you grant her that honor at the very least? Failure to do so might fear break her poor heart. Oh God, she tried. Oh dear. I would hate for you to reject her now, when she was such desperate need of you, particularly when you have made her so very happy. I think Elizabeth might be laying it on a thick there, but I know what she's driving it at. My day was funny ended quickly before we had a chance to fully affirm our feelings for one another. I too would like to know how Stefania feels about all of this, and about the kids in particular. I was too awkward to barge into Stefania's private quarters up on my own and ask after her, but she extended me to an invitation. I might as well take her up on it. Alright then, I reply after only a brief pause. I want to see how Stefania is too. In fact, I would love to. Please lead the way. I thought you might say that. You really are a gentleman, Richard Rosawa. Certainly you're not one to leave a fair maiden hanging. Oh, you can't leave a maid hanging, I mean, you know. Smiling, Elizabeth bows her head, then beckons me over. Now please follow me, the princess is waiting for you, and I know there's much she wishes to share with you. Alright, what you gotta say? What you gotta say? Oh, Hiroki, I'm so happy that you agreed to visit me. Ah, look, this is her room. And this is what pretty much a princess room is going to look like. This bed, this dresser, and all sorts of stuff here. It's like this large room, like... I mean, my room ain't this big, but hey, it's something. Stefania rises to greet me when I enter her back bedchamber, a tremulous smile upon her pretty face. Stefania is dressed not in the casual attire she wore during our date, or even her fine blue dress, but in her nightgown. She must have been in the process of preparing for bed when she was struck with the desire to see me again. Was she so enthused she didn't think to change back to her everyday clothes? The thought is a flattering one, and I can't help but smile. As I find myself thinking, is this the first time I've been inside Stefania's bedchamber? Her room is even larger than mine, though that I suppose should be expected given Stefania's status as a princess. Stefania's room boasts a large four-poster bed which looks plush, and chandelier hangs from the ceiling, illuminating the patterned blue wall. A fancy table stands next to her bed, upon which various perfumes, bottles, and cosmetics are neatly arranged. And there's several plotted planets scattered about in ornate faces. Stefania's room is very tidy, which speaks either of her own organized soul skills or Elizabeth's. Knowing Elizabeth, I bet she breaks her back to keep every square inch of this space spotless. Doubtless, Elizabeth would consider even the smallest specks of dust in Stefania's quarters to be a gross failing on her part. I didn't come here just to examine Stefania's bedroom, though I'm more interested in Stefania's herself. Hiroki? Yes? I look at Stefania curiously. What is it? I was just wondering, well, how much of this situation did Lizzie explain to you? She said that you want to speak to me again. And she alluded in terms of which, more particularly uncertain, that Stefania might want to do even more than that. I think I'd be better off not telling Stefania that, though I don't want to make her feel anxious. But beyond that, she didn't tell me much. Too much to do. Really? That's really... I'm afraid she might have given you strange ideas. Would I, milady? Oh dear, where the hell you come from? A little who was standing suddenly by the doorway now speaks up. You ought to know that I wish for nothing more beyond your happiness. I have no desires whatsoever to make you feel uncomfortable. Yes, to summon Miss Urasawa, hence, and so I did. As a maiden, I can do naught but obey you. Yes, thank you. You are very good to me, Lizzie. I'm glad you didn't say too much. Indeed, I didn't. Discretion is my middle name. Yeah, right. I'm amazed Elizabeth can lie to Stefania's face like that. Where does she get off being so brazen? I think I would rather tell Hiroki how I feel myself, and yet, Stefania sighs. My feelings are so very complicated, I hardly know where to start. Perhaps you could begin at the beginning, milady. That, as I have found, is often the best way to go about such matters. Yes, of course, forgive me for my ineptitude. I shall try to calm myself. Stefania inhales deeply with one hand, pressing her chest, then looks to me. With wide eyes, which seems to shine beneath the light of her chandelier, Stefania then speaks. I understand that this is an imposition, Hiroki, especially given the latenesses of an hour, but I really couldn't wait to see you again. I fear much between us has gone unsaid. Though I had a lovely time with you, I fear it is not enough, which isn't to say. Stefania hastens to correct herself. That I found your company lacking, or that I'm in a way with disappointed with how the day went. Nothing can be further from the truth. I'm very, very happy that we spent so much time together today. I'm truly blessed you would indulge me so, and yet, lady, please, you must remember to breathe, else I fear you will hyperventilate. As much as you like Mr. Kurosawa, I do not want you to going to pieces for his sake. Elizabeth crossed the room, then rested her palm against Stefania's slender back. Gently she massaged it, while Stefania endeavors to inhale. Ha! Stefania breathes in a slowly, deliberately, still shaking. Thank you, Lizzie. I feel somewhat better now. Although, what is it? Is something the matter? Oh yes, something is the matter indeed with my foolish heart. Though you lavished a great deal of attention upon me during a date, and you were unfairly kind and considerate towards me, I want even more of your time. I must be a truly selfish, spoiled girl, but that kiss we shared in the Ferris wheel, magical though it was, simply wasn't enough. Now we're on intimidate terms, Hiroki. I want to know you even better. Oh, she is sweating hard with that face. I want you to kiss me anew, as you did before, but with even more passion. I wish to know what it feels like to be embraced as a woman. And if possible, I would like it if you could love me too. I stared at Stefania mentally for a few moments, struck dumb. I was expecting this kind of request, but I never imagined she'd sound so passionate while delivering it. Stefania's so worked up, she's trembling, and it really does look like she might cry. It must have taken her a lot of courage to say all that. The sincerity of her request pieces my breast, and I sigh in sympathy for her. I hadn't planned to further deepen my relationship with Stefania, but if that's what she wants, then goodness, just listen to me. Stephania winces. I must sound so desperate a trait, or so I've heard, which isn't at all attractive in a woman. Why did I not hold my tongue? Please, Haruki, forget all you heard. I like you, and I don't want to make things awkward between us. None of this happened. My feelings are, well, important. Huh? Stephania blinks abashed and shyly looks at me. What did you just say? I said, I approached Stephania to take her hand in my own. That your feelings are important, and I'm glad that you share them with me. They aren't a bother. Not in the slightest. Being with you could never be bothersome. You're too cute for that. Do you truly think so? I surely do. I believe that you are one of the sweetest girls I have ever had the fortune of meeting. Mr. Urasawa is speaking nothing but the truth. You ought to trust him, particularly if you want your relationship with him to become even more intimidating than it already is. Intimidate? Oh my. Stephania flusters. This all seems to be happening so quickly. Am I being too forward? Would you rather I leave? No. Stephania retorts quicker than I had expected, her eyes boringly fierce into my own. I am shy, that's much I cannot deny, and my heart will not stop pounding yet. Being with you like this makes me feel very happy. I wasn't lying when I said that. I want to know you even better, Hiroki. I wouldn't endure any unpleasant for your sake, if only to bind myself to you more fully. Well, thanks. I'm glad to hear it. You wouldn't need to worry about that. This wouldn't be unpleasant. I think I'm experienced enough to show you a good time. Now come here. I wing an arm around Stephania's back. My fingers splayed against her shoulder's blades. Don't be afraid. We can take this nice and slow, just like this. So Satan, I lean in. Oh shoot. And after a brief pause, I cleave Stephania's quivering lips with my own. I kiss her gently as though I'm handling a precious object. Stephania is so light and slender, almost insubstantially. I don't want to hurt her. I mean to take things slow, but I'm the one, as it transpires, who's taken by surprise. Stephania must be even more than I anticipated, because after a brief pause, she began to kiss me back. She pressed her body against mine, then squeezes her eyes shut, her pale eyelashes mating together. Her teeth nip my lower lip in a clumsy manner. I grasped from it. I didn't expect that. I also didn't expect that Stephania would use my shock to advantage to her to slide her tongue inside my mouth. Sparks of electricity seemed to shoot up my spine from our shared carelessness, and I moaned against Stephania's mouth. I have to wonder, as if we kiss, Stephania taking the lead. Who taught her all of this? How did she become so brazen? This remains a mystery for only a few brief moments. However, before I finally figure it out, young love, how charming. I'm rooting for you, my lady. Kiss him with everything you've got. Oh God, ensnare his puny mortal heart and make him yours. Mortal heart, that's a bit of a weird thing to say, but then again, Elizabeth's weird all over. She's so weird, in fact, I bet she must have told Stephania everything about kissing. Maybe I warned her as Stephania's closeness kisses me. Elizabeth has a bad influence. I might have to chastise her later. What in the world is she teaching Stephania anyway? But for now, I'm content to enjoy the feelings of Stephania's mouth against my own. Though I'm a bit taken back, Stephania's forcefulness, I can't deny one salient fact, namely that kissing her really does feel good. Yo. It really is a pleasant night. Stephania stands at the balcony, which overlooks the palace gardens, dressed in her nightgown. Her blonde hair is tied back into her two signature pigtails, though they look slightly rumpled thanks to our earlier administrations. Stefania's fingers are curled against the stone balustrades, which line the balcony, and her eyes are fixed upon the tops of the trees and the moon which shines above them. Illuminated by the celestial light, Stefania's face, when viewed in profile, seems to shimmer. The pair of us are standing here quite alone. For once, Olivia didn't deign to join us. She seemed almost sensed that she moment I shared with Stefania that we wanted some time alone. Now Stefania is glancing at me from over her shoulders. She surveys me and smiling softly. Thank you, Hiroki, for complying with my selfish request. Thank you for agreeing to observe the night sky with me. It's alright, don't mention it. I smiled at Stefania consolingly while I was running a hand through my rumpled hair. Had a lot of fun myself, both on our date and earlier. I cleared my throat and attempt to mask the embarrassed flush which has begun to spread across my face. Stefania too looks a bit bashful at our early dalliances, though she's smiling, her face dusky pink like the petals of a flower. She looks so sweet and vulnerable, particularly in that short, sheer nightgown of hers that I'm struck with the desire once more to hold her in my arms and to kiss her. I don't do that, however. I tasted Stefania's mouth an innumerable amount of times already. Asking for further kisses would be selfish at this point. I do not want to make too many requests from Stefania, but maybe it's too late for that. We have grown very intimate after all, more so than I anticipated we would. I'm glad you invited me out on today's date. It was nice seeing you so happy. You seemed quite at your ease. Oh, indeed, I was. It was very fun going on a date as a normal woman my age might. I felt for a few moments as though I wasn't Princess Stefania Sophia Maria, Isabella of Astoria, but a normal guy, normal girl, your girlfriend, though I'm not displeased with a lot of in life. It was most invigorating to experience something so new. I found invigorating too to help you in your discoveries. I smiled, then ruffled the top of Stefania's head. You might be a princess in the palace, but with me, you don't need to worry about such stuffy formalities. To remember to me, you're not Princess Stefania, you're Steffi. Oh, Hiroki. Stefania smiles, then rests her head against my shoulders. I'm very glad to hear that. You've no idea how much fun I had today, or tonight either. You really are a wonderful man. No, I'm not so special, really. But I think it'd be in a bad form to try it and convince you otherwise. Your feelings are more important than my silly insecurities, and above all else, it's a relief to know I've not put you off romance with my clumsy fumbling. Oh, it's quite the opposite. You've opened my eyes to know wonderful love can be. I was wholly ignorant of it before I met you. Now we're together, however, and I'm Steffi. Your world has never looked more splendid. The moon is so bright and the sky is so blue. Stefania sighs wistfully, her arms entwined with mine. I think I could drown in it. It seems funny to think that there's so much that can change, but in a scant week, I extend an invitation towards you as a mistress +1 so that I might hold my abilities at Karuta, but I've received much, much more than that. I really am happy that I met you. Only hope that mistress, wouldn't be jealous about our relationship. Nah, it's fine. You don't need to worry on that score. I'll take care of her. Are you certain it will be alright? Oh yeah, I'm quite certain. If Rumi isn't the jealous type. Like I said, and it doesn't hurt that she likes you a lot herself. I smile at Stefania's upturned face, drinking her anxious green eyes gaze as the wind continues to tug at my hair and the hem of my skirt. It'll all work out okay. These things tend to... Just believe in me. No matter what happens, Steffi, I'll protect you, and that's a promise. Oh boy. The following morning. Excuse me, everyone. I don't want to be bothered, but there is something I feel I must announce to you. There is something though. Anyways, that is the end of today's video, everybody. Thank you everybody for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.